But I think a lot of it is you get what you think you will get. If you go into it with a cynical mind, then yeah, you're not going to fully invest. You're not going to fully believe, and you're going to get exactly what you think you're going to get. If you go in
Yeah.
believing and you're open to healing this part of your body, then yeah, you're going to come out feeling like $1,000,000. Welcome back to Keep It Good. I'm your host, Carly.
And I'm your host, Emily. Today, we are going to be talking about Reiki. I'm new to this, but I got my first experience last week with Carly. It was so great. I wanted to share about it because it felt so good. It was just a really, really good experience. But let's start off with what made you want to do this and get certified in Reiki?
So if you know me, I'm really spiritual, and I just love all the magical little mystical things. And I feel like energy is right up there with that. I'm a big believer in like natural healing and all these things. I go to get psychic readings a lot and tarot cards, runes, and I love it. I think it's just really cool and fun. So a lot of times the psychics would tell me, you have healing hands. You need to start working with your hands more and this and that. And I always associated that with nursing. And I'm like, well, I'm right there doing what I'm supposed to be doing then. So it wasn't until this past November that we went to Florida, and I go to this psychic, and she told me everything about my son. All right. And she knew like all the struggles that we had. And she says, again, you have healing hands, and you should really, tap into Reiki. You should learn Reiki, and you should do this with your son. I think it'll really help not only him, but you as well. And so I kind of put that in my back pocket, and I was like, interesting. Like I've heard of Reiki. I'd never had it done myself. I always wanted to. It was on my bucket list, but I never thought of myself as getting certified. And it was like serendipity. One day I just showed up at yoga, and the owner said, hey, weren't you interested in getting, certified in Reiki? She's doing a class tomorrow. And of all Saturdays, I wasn't working. We didn't have anything planned. And I said, yeah, okay, this is like meant to be. So that's how I ended up getting certified and getting my attunement. I'm a beginner. I'm a level 1 practitioner right now, but it's been really cool. A very cool experience.
That is awesome. How many levels are there?
So there's 3 levels, and then you can be a master. The master you really want to go into if you're going to be like teaching. I don't think I'll ever get to that. This isn't like something that I got into to do for a job or career, but maybe I'll learn little by little as I go. It's just kind of getting my feet wet and experimenting a little bit with my family. I did it on my husband. I do it on both my boys now, and they all love it. It's just a cool relaxation. It's just something new to try. And I'll do it on friends and family, whoever's in need. But no, I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to go too far into it,
Changing career paths? No.
Not right now, no.
So what happened was last week I was under the weather. I was getting a cold. I still probably sound a little bit sick, but typically when I get sick, it always goes to my chest. I get a terrible cough. It lasts for weeks, sometimes into bronchitis. I lose my voice. It's all the things. So she was like, you know what? Why don't you come over and let me do Reiki on you and just, have like a relaxing morning. I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. So I went over, and Carly has this beautiful little room in her home, and she did it on me, and it was an hour long. It did not feel that long at all. So basically, she has this table set up. She has heating, blankets, and all that. I was super comfy. You are fully dressed, and it's energy, right? I mean, it's an energy healing. You're not getting like a massage.
Right. It's totally different. And so Reiki itself, the word Reiki means universal life force energy. So this I learned, it's a Japanese healing technique using gentle touch. And it promotes, relaxation, balancing energy. It really just enhances your natural ability to heal itself, which is what was so intriguing to me. Is I'm a big believer of energy. I feel like your energy enters the room before you do. I mean, you can just feel it on people, and it works with your chakras and rebalancing, like just keeping you in a good state. I just love all of that, all the ideas of that.
Yeah, it was so cool. So Carly went over how many chakras are there? So 7?
There's 7. Yeah.
Okay. So she went over all the chakras with me before we started, what they mean and what they hold. And as she's going through them, I'm like, oh, like, I don't really have that symptom. I'm probably okay. Or, okay, that one maybe is closed off, because that's essentially what you're doing too. Correct? You're opening up these chakras, and you go
Yeah.
through that first on the person's body.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody does it differently.
Okay.
Each Reiki practitioner has their own little flow. I'm still learning as I go, but every time I practice, I feel like I get a little bit more in tune with it. And so I'll check everyone's chakras, and you have 7 chakras, and it's basically like energy portals in your body, right? And you have starting from your root chakra, which is down at the bottom of your spine, and that's all about security, survival, stability, and then it goes all the way up to the crown of your head, and that's your crown chakra. And that one's pretty much about like your highest level of consciousness, and it's your spiritual enlightenment. Then you have, moving down your third eye is inner wisdom, insight. Your throat chakra is all about communication, self expression. Your heart chakra is compassion, self love, forgiveness. Your solar plexus chakra is confidence, self esteem. Then your sacral is your pleasure, emotions, and your relationship. And then it goes back, to your root chakra. So if anything is blocked, a lot of the imbalances can have physical manifestations in your body, low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, all of these things. And when I got my attunement, I had never felt more just aware, like self-awareness, and just connected to like a higher being, because everything was open, everything was aligned. You're just kind of in this flow state, where you're just calm. You're very much just open. Your mind is open to any and all possibilities. It was just a really cool experience. But yeah, so I would start with the chakras, see what's blocked. And then throughout the whole Reiki process, you kind of scan the body and see where energy is stagnant or where you really need to focus a little bit more. Now, if you think of Reiki as water, right? Or like water running through a stream. You know how leaves get bunched up? There's a dam. The water doesn't flow like naturally. So what Reiki does is basically gets rid of the leaves so that you can have an awesome flow of this energy throughout your body. We have these energy portals, and Reiki is it's just magical. I just loved it. I love learning about it. Just one more little trick to add to my little tool belt for life.
Oh, it's so awesome. And when you did me, I was blocked, right? All my chakras, or there was one that was open maybe, but 6 at least were closed
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Yep. So you use a little pendulum and you see the movements, and it's wild because I'm like a believer of things, but I still have my cynical side. Like, oh, is this really true? But now, like learning it and doing it, it's like you can see it, and I'm not moving this pendulum. It's not me. Reiki isn't coming from me personally. Like once you're attuned and you're certified, you're bringing it from the universe. It's this like you're like a portal for this energetic healing, and it's just so cool. I mean, some people might not believe in it, and that's fine. But for me, it's like, how can you not believe that these things exist when we're living in this planet, in this galaxy? We don't even know half of what is real and what's not. So it's just one more way to stay positive in this world that's a little bit, not so positive right now.
Like other things we've talked about, it's just nice to have something extra to think of, and just having that positive energy and that vibe. It was just a really, really cool experience. So I just want to share what I felt because I was just not sure. I've also go to this yoga studio that Carly's speaking of. I've practiced yoga for 15 years. I've known that that woman was there, and obviously there's other practitioners in our area, but if I take the time to do something for myself, typically it's massage or to see my chiropractor. I just haven't taken the time to, try Reiki or anything else like that. So I really didn't know anything or what it was going to feel like. I didn't know she was actually touching me, if her hands were hovering. I knew nothing. So she checked my chakras and she basically scans the body. And she went around with her hands like on all different, sections. You started at my head and there was 2 spots on my head. I think you started with one, then you moved to another. And once she got to my shoulders, that's when I could feel like this energy, exactly what you're talking about. I just started to feel bubbles. It's maybe hard to explain, but I started to feel these bubbles and mainly where she was, which was on top of my shoulders. Like I think of it kind of like boiling water, like those little bubbles that come up, but it wasn't like a burning, boiling sensation, but kind of like little pops. And she worked from one side, say the left side, all the way around back to my right. And I kind of felt those bubbles a little bit everywhere throughout my whole body as she was going through it. And that was my first sign that something was happening. It was really, really cool. You also had told me that some people feel nothing or see nothing. Some people hear stuff. Some people see things. And once you went around my body the first time, because you did it, what, 2 or 3 times?
Hmm.
Okay. Because you get a little lost in it because it's just so relaxing. But once she got through my body the first time, I did start to see color. I was seeing like a light pink, maybe even a lavender tone of color. It's black when your eyes are shut, but there was some color kind of coming through. And I did notice that I felt a little heavy, but also like I was floating. Like my
Hmm.
muscles and my body didn't want to move, but yeah, like a floating. I don't know. It was heavy, but floating. It was a really neat feeling. And I just felt calm. It was just very calming all over. My body was warm and cozy, but my hands and my feet were a little bit cold, which was interesting too. I wasn't feeling chilly and I wasn't feeling overheated, but you could definitely feel like there was a lot of warmth going through my body. It was just a really neat experience. And at the time when I lay down, I did not have much of a voice. And afterwards, I had my voice the rest of the day, which was
So
kind of
wild.
weird, right?
Yeah.
That was so strange.
I mean, when you think about it, so like what I learned is Reiki, it it has all these awesome benefits. Okay. So it can lower your stress level. It can improve your immune system, which you pretty much felt. It releases any negative feelings or thoughts. It can improve your circulation, your blood flow. It can help with your sleep, your energy. It can help lower pain if you have chronic pain or inflammation. Helps with anxiety and just lifts your mood. I mean, the list goes on and on and on about all these benefits to Reiki. What I had gotten into it for was for my son. So for Reiki for kids is really cool because it encourages self-awareness. It can help with things like anxiety, confidence, sleep. It's really good for ADHD and autism. It helps them just kind of gain like this positive attitude about themselves. There's bullying, there's all these things in school, and Reiki can just kind of center them every day, and just give them a really good sense of who they are, and that protective shield. I don't do it every night with him or my other son, but they love it. I turned this whole room into a relaxation yoga room. And the other night I was like, okay, do you guys want to watch whatever on TV or do you want Reiki? And they both said Reiki. And I'm like, oh, like,
That's
I
so
love
cool.
this. Yeah,
Oh,
it was like the last time we did it, he cried because he felt like he was releasing all the stress from the day. And it's
wow.
like, it can be super powerful sometimes. And I feel like it is bringing us like closer, in this like,
Hmm.
because it does, it helps me too. As I'm giving Reiki, I get Reiki through it. And I've never gotten Reiki before in my life, before getting the attunement. So I didn't know what it felt like or anything like that. But now I can feel it. Sometimes I get tired. Sometimes I get energy. Like it all depends, I think, on like who you're working on. Um, you know,
That makes
because
sense.
yeah, I feel like I pick up on their energy a little bit, but it's just wild. It's been super cool, like little journey that we're on since the new year here.
So that was going to be one of my questions, which you pretty much answered, but do you get energy from it? So, like, what does it feel like to you, or does it depend on who you're working on?
Well, so when I was working on you, I don't know if you felt it, but my hands, like my pinky, at one point, it was just like had a mind of its own. It was freaking out and it was twitching and it was really strange. Like that typically didn't ever happen to me before. Most of the time, I have like a tingling feeling in my hands, and that's how I kind of know where it's blocked. The girl that I did on Saturday, I've been like kind of doing it for free at this place. And the girl that I did it for, my right thumb, every time I went over her knee, it was like a zap, like my right thumb. And I'm like, this is so weird. And I'm like, because I'm kind of learning as I go too. And so that's why I'm not charging anybody because I'm just a novice. Like I'm literally just experimenting right now, you know? So I I was like, wow, this is interesting. What is this? And I would go around every other part and then I'd get back to her knee and my right thumb would zing. And I'm like, okay. So then I held it there and I let the energy do its thing. And then it slowly started to go away, like the zing of my finger. And I was like, okay,
Weird.
so I think that's the universe saying that that part is cleared now. You know, it's kind of
Wow.
just like listening to your body and their body at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's a really cool connection.
Yeah. I've definitely felt some of the vibrating. That's like what it felt like to me
Hmm.
of your hands. Like when you're touching me, I know you don't always, you're above the body as well, but I definitely felt some of that vibrating. And I noticed sometimes your hands felt really warm in certain areas, and other times it felt cool, like the hands felt cooler.
Yeah.
So that
Some
was kind of neat.
people, like it's really cool to watch everybody's experience because they're all different. I did one of our friends and he was twitching and it would be like I'm touching like his left shoulder and his right foot would twitch. And that
Mm,
makes sense because the portals like, and that was explained to me that you will feel it in other parts of your body because the Reiki goes where it needs to go, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like wherever your body needs natural healing is where the Reiki is going to go. And it's just so cool to watch
yeah.
and learn this new skill.
Are there any side effects to Reiki?
No, I have not heard of any known side effects other than just benefits. I mean,
Yeah.
better sleep, energy, like all the things, you know. Yep. And chakras won't open all like right off the bat. That doesn't happen all the time. It could take a few sessions to really open your chakras. Like if you have really pent up trauma, you know, it that you're not going to learn how to communicate right off the bat or you know like it's a process for sure as is therapy anything else, you know. And this is not to replace any traditional therapies. This is just kind of incongruent with your normal, typical medical treatments. This just aids in it. So, like, you know, it can help with radiation, chemotherapy. It could help with, you know, if you just have any type of chronic pain. No, I wouldn't defer completely from your normal, you know, therapies that actually help. But this is just an alternative in addition to.
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. I mean, like I said, had just started getting sick. Typically, I think I said I would go to my chest. I get bronchitis often, and I feel so much better. At this point, I would already be coughing for many days. So if it, you said it boosts immunity, and I feel pretty good.
So cool.
So I'm gonna attribute it to me feeling better for sure. But yeah, it was just a really neat process, and I hope that you will take me again.
My God, of course. Of course.
Because I would love to do it when obviously I'm feeling better too, to really feel that energy.
Yeah. And to see a difference and like
Yeah,
how you feel afterwards.
yeah, totally. Well, especially since I was so blocked up.
Like there's other ways that you can actually practice keeping your chakras open is like meditation, yoga, journaling, getting out in nature. Like these are all good things to kind of keep yourself grounded and open. I didn't realize how closed off I was as well. I kind of, in high school, I was very much into this stuff and maybe my early 20s. And I don't know, some part of me just kind of got into this rut of like work, this, kids, this, da, 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 and I've just kind of been tapping back into my old self again and things that kind of excited me or I was interested in but never really took the time to get into it. Like I just love the idea of alternative therapies.
Yeah.
I mean, even just our talk with like skincare and food and all these things, I think everything is just kind of interconnected. Your mind, body, spirit. It works as a team, and this is just something that kind of helps your spirit and your soul, and it has benefits, you know, beyond the list that I even gave. It's
Yeah.
just it's just so cool.
Well, I think with having kids, like you said, you want to do everything you can for your children, and you finding something else to help your boys is incredible. It's amazing to have something else, like you said, in your tool belt. And now you do, and you're seeing the benefits of it. So
Yeah.
why
I
not?
joke like, my friends will call me a witch. I'm not a bad witch. I don't practice magic or anything like
Yeah,
that.
you're a good witch.
Yeah, I just love like, lighting incense or like I have these tarot cards that I'll read at my party, but I'm not really a witch,
No,
Like
but
I
it's
just
fun and it is so nice to be in your company because of that
thanks.
positive vibe and energy that you bring to a lot of things. And it just feels good.
Yeah, I want to just make everyone feel the best that they can who is next to me. Like
Yeah.
I'm very much into karma. I would never wish bad on anyone because I feel like whatever you put out into the universe is what you're going to get back. So this is just another way for me to put out a little bit more positivity, a little bit of extra vibes, to the people that I really care about the most, my friends and my family. This isn't my career, but I would absolutely donate my time because it gives people hope. It gives people relaxation. If it helps with their pain and suffering, like, yeah, I will absolutely donate my Saturday to bring upon this energy to anyone who comes in contact with me. If it's not mine to hold, it's mine to share.
Yeah.
But I would never take money for it. I just think it's magic from the universe that it just, sprinkle a little bit of positivity into everybody that I meet. I love it.
That's great. No, it was honestly a wonderful experience. 10 out of 10. I highly
Okay.
recommend it. I think if you can find some time to do something like that for yourself, like it was incredible. It felt really, really good.
If you picture it like a massage, you go to get massage to relax and all these things. This doesn't feel as good as a massage would, because massage, oh my God, there's nothing like it. But this is like a massage for your soul, you know?
Ooh, that was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
exactly what
like,
it is.
yeah. So you just come out of it, in my experience, you feel lighter, you feel more positive, you just have this like glow, and you're just in like this positivity little bubble. I love how everyone so far has been just saying that was like the most relaxing thing. And it feels like 20 minutes. Like it's like a time warp.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost like meditation.
Uh,
You kind of just let your mind kind of wander. I put on really cool, chill music that's like Zen and meditation music. I'll use the frankincense or lavender essential oil and healing stones. Like, as much as I say I'm not doing this for my job, I really invested. Yeah,
that's true. You
I,
got quite a
I,
setup.
yeah, no, like my house looks very legit, very professional. It's a very Zen room. I went full force. I said, if I'm doing this, I'm doing it right. And my husband, he's so cool. My husband, he's just like, yeah, let's do it. He'll try anything. His thing, like, he just laughs, when I do it to him. We have to work on that.
Yeah.
But he
He'll find
just
his peace someday. It's just probably, yeah, it's your wife doing this, so you're just, yeah.
I know. I feel like he has a hard time relaxing anyway, but, yeah, he's my toughest client so far.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But my kids have totally taken to it, and I was surprised because I have 2 little boys. Keeping them still just to eat dinner alone, like, no. I was like, "Okay, we'll see how this does." And I started off with, like, 10 minutes, slowly, but they were just, like, in it. Like, they put their little eye mask on. They know what to expect
So
now.
cute.
The other day, I did it for a half an hour each on both of them, and they slept great. It was just like, I love it. I'm totally obsessed with it now. But I think a lot of it is you get what you think you will get. If you're going to it with a cynical mind, then yeah, you're not going to fully invest. You're not going to fully believe, and you're going to get exactly what you think you're going to get. If you go in
Yeah.
believing and you're open to healing this part of your body, then yeah, you're going to come out feeling like $1,000,000,
Yeah.
like a million times better than when you walked in. So I'm excited to see how this transpires throughout the year, but thanks for letting me kind of experiment on you.
It was awesome. And that's why I want to talk about it because I think, why people don't know about it. Like I said, I've known this woman to be at our yoga studio for years and I just never took the time. And I don't know if I still even would have. Maybe it would take me 10 more years. So thank you for
Yeah.
giving me your energy because it was amazing.
Oh, well, you're so welcome.
And
Anytime, my friend. Anytime. So, like we said in the beginning, just, this is something new to try. Mind, body, spirit, it's all connected. If you feed yourself well, if you have your good morning and nighttime routine, and now this is just something that you can maybe dabble into to open those chakras and see where this leads for you. I'm going to leave you with this quote that I found today. It's from W.B. Yeats, and it goes, "The world is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper." And that's pretty cool. Like,
that is.
it is filled with magical things. You just have to be willing to see them. And I hope that throughout this week, you're just kind of opening your mind to different things, different ways of healing, alternative ways of healing your body. So I hope you have a magical week. And as always, keep it good.